All right, stand by.
Stand by.
15, 14,
14, 13,
12, 11,
10,
9, 8, 7, 6,
5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Auto.
Your college news.
Ready to.
KCNS News starts right now.
Q. Super.
Good evening, Pacific Lutheran University. I'm Landon Rickard.
Ready
and I'm
DDR.
Caitlin Elrod. Here are
Lose
some
it.
of your top stories tonight.
Auto. Q. Lennon.
Local farmers and gardeners
Super.
are back on Garfield Street with Fresh Fridays.
Q. Kitty.
Will AT&T and T-Mobile be allowed to merge? A congressional committee will decide.
Q. Landon.
4 Pakistani boys were possibly recruited to go on suicide missions in Afghanistan.
Q. Kitty.
And in China,
Lose it.
Chinese
Ready
twin
to.
girls are born into the same body.
Lose it. Lose the graphic. Q.
These stories and more
Ready
coming
DDR.
right up.
Stay with us.
Auto. That's okay.
Live.
We're going back on 2 and then we're going to Landon.
Yep.
This is KCNS
Ready
News
to.
at 9.
Ready 3.
But let's begin here in Parkland, where a new farmers market has come to town.
Take 3.
The second annual Fresh Fridays on Garfield
Ready,
Street
DDR.
in Parkland started May 6th and will continue through September. The group of
The
local
popular
organic
venture.
farmers and gardeners have begun selling and bartering fresh produce to the local community. Elizabeth Johnson, president of the Garfield Street Business Association, spoke a bit about the popular venture.
Take it.
And so this is just a
30 seconds.
collection of
This is, there's 107. This is 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Landon knows
Then
what
we're
to do.
doing a tag.
Super. Thank you.
Is it VO tag or tag?
It's in between.
It's in
Just
between.
wait for my cue.
I'll cue you.
on barter and education. And so
It doesn't say.
it's all local farmers,
I already talked to him.
backyard gardeners.
Here you talk to him.
So I'm really excited about it.
Community garden. I've been working with the community garden for 3 years now. And we've been involved with starting up this process of the Garfield Fresh Fridays, which is a marketplace
Will I do
to
a countdown?
exchange goods.
Sure, you
We're trying to
can.
encourage
Alright, super.
local
Thank you.
people to come out and try growing their own food and pick up some fresh local food from some of the people
As hard as it
that
may seem.
are doing this in their own homes. The mission for us is really just to get out here and try to meet some people
10,
and
10, 9,
show them what the
8,
benefits are of
7,
growing their own food and
6,
how it really isn't as
5,
hard as it is.
4,
Q. Lennon.
If you are around Garfield Street this summer, the market
Ready,
is open
1.
Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. While you are there, you might just learn a thing or two about gardening and maybe give some green thumb advice of your own.
Take 1.
The Michigan
Ready,
State
DDR.
Police and the
take
feds
it.
searched a Grand Rapids area contracting company Tuesday, which often does work for the state.
The company
Officers
for
raided Martin
wage
J.
violations.
Concrete and loaded up a U-Haul. The Michigan Department of Transportation investigated the company for wage violations.
Take 3.
There's a verdict in
Ready, DDR.
insider trading trial against Raj Rajardanam. The billionaire founder of the Galleon Group
Has
hedge
more on
fund
the
has been
verdict.
found guilty on all 14 counts against him. Rajardanam was charged with securities fraud and conspiracy. Prosecutors said he got confidential stock trips from insiders at public companies and traded them to earn illicit profits and avoid losses. CNN's Maggie Wake has more on the verdict.
Take it. In Lower
Okay,
Manhattan. In Lower Manhattan is the out cue.
This one is
6, 5.
4, 3.
Take 1 cue.
This year marks the 50th
Ready,
anniversary
DDR.
of Peace Corps, an
Take
organization
it.
founded by President
Ready,
Kennedy
3.
to promote world peace and friendship. But this anniversary is marred by accusations of rape
To
and
help
murder.
keep volunteers
The
safe.
Peace Corps says on average, and says Peace Corps has already implemented programs to help keep volunteers safe.
Take 3 cue.
Passengers
Ready,
on a Boston
DDR
bound
FX.
Delta flight got scared Tuesday night when a man tried to open an emergency door while in midair. Now, he's charged with interfering with a
Was
flight.
there and has more.
He pleaded not guilty in a Boston courtroom today. John Atwater was there and has more.
Auto.
This is 1 minute 7.
1 minute 7.
And ready 3.
Okay.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Take 1 cue.
Officials say cabin air
Take
pressurization
one.
would have stopped the man from
Take
actually
3, sorry.
opening the door.
Alright, take 1.
A train and truck
This
collided
is a tag.
yesterday in Sugar Land, Texas, near Houston. Authorities say the big rig was on the railroad tracks when the train hit. You can see
Ready,
the
DDR,
top of
take
the 18-wheeler was virtually untouched. Nobody was hurt.
Ready,
The
3.
truck was carrying cans of diced tomatoes that spilled all over during the accident. The big rig's
Take
driver
a
said
delivery
he
in
got
prison.
lost trying to make a delivery to a prison.
Take it.
A congressional hearing
Ready
is
to
underway
hear.
to determine if AT&T would have an unfair advantage in the wireless communication market if it merges with rival
Take it.
T-Mobile. Critics of the $39 billion proposed merger include other wireless companies. Told the Senate
company nearly
that the
30
field
years
will
ago,
no
Ready
longer be
one.
competitive. The federal government split up the company nearly 30 years ago.
Take one.
Donald Trump hasn't said yet
Ready to
whether or
hear.
not he will run for president, but that hasn't stopped him from getting his message
Will
sent
hurt
out.
small
He made his
businesses.
first public speech in nearly 2 weeks to a business group in Nashua, New Hampshire, the state with the first presidential primary. The business tycoon says putting President Obama back in office in 2012 will hurt small businesses.
Take it.
40 seconds.
President Obama
40
gets
seconds.
reelected, I think the taxes
40.
are going to go through.
Going back to 1.
And
Going
I
back
do
to 1.
believe that he's holding them down now
looks
as long as he
sunburned.
can because he wants to get
It's
through
going
this
to be
election.
good for
Yeah,
no one.
going back to
But
Katie.
I said
6,
it's not going to be
5,
good for New Hampshire.
4,
It's going to be
3,
good for no one.
2.
Yeah, let's go.
President Obama has said that he plans to end tax breaks for the
Ready,
wealthiest
3.
Americans. A report from the Joint Committee on Taxation says that
3%
proposal will
of
only
small
affect 3% of small businesses.
Take 3.
The President and First Lady host a celebration of American poetry
Ready,
and
dear.
prose at the White House yesterday. Sounds like a nice event, right? Well, it stirred up rumblings among conservative bloggers before anyone has even spoken because of one of the guests. Rapper Common is invited. He's a big screen star, TV too, with several Grammys to boot. The problem? Some conservative bloggers are upset with some of Common's lyrics that criticize former President George W. Bush. The White House defends the decision to invite Common and says reports were deliberately being distorted. Meantime, Mrs. Obama kicked off the event this afternoon with a personal anecdote about the role poetry and writing played in her life.
Take it.
A minute 10.
That explains it.
Wait, no, this is a VO, guys.
Oh,
Play it for a second and then go to Katie.
so okay.
Alright. Go.
Many areas in Thailand's north are declared disaster zones after
There is
heavy
an
torrential
SOT
rain
on,
caused
SOT
severe
script on the
flooding
screen.
and mudslides. Muddy
Ready,
floodwater
dear,
raged
take
through
it.
the vast area in the Lamphun province, cutting roads and damaging houses. Lee District was the latest district declared a disaster area.
Ready, 3.
In Phao Province, continuing downpour has threatened 3 reservoirs to
Stay
overflow,
alert for floods.
forcing authorities in 4 Rangoon districts to stay alert for floods.
Take 3Q.
People forced
This
to
has to be
evacuate
a
from the 20-kilometer no-entry
Ready,
zone
dear.
around the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant
Take it.
are making brief home visits for the first time. 93 representatives of 54 households from
Ready,
Kawaguchi village were bused to a gymnasium on Tuesday morning.
Due to higher
They had to
radiation
put on
levels.
protective clothing, but those who lived within 3 kilometers of the nuclear plant will have no such chance due to higher radiation levels.
Take 1Q.
These rare
Ready,
Sumatran
dear.
tigers were caught on remote cameras
And
as
take
they
it.
traveled through the forests of Indonesia. There's an estimated 400 of the cats left in the wild, and they are at
Much
severe
of the tiger's
risk of
territory.
extinction.
Ready, 3.
There remain kilometers. It's under threat from an Asian paper company that owns much of the tiger's territory.
Take 3Q.
After nearly 2 weeks out of sight,
Ready, dear.
Muammar Gaddafi has resurfaced. This video aired
Take it.
on Libyan state television on Wednesday with a banner saying Gaddafi had met
It is
with
not targeting
tribal
Gaddafi.
elders of Eastern
Ready,
Area.
one.
The mission is to protect civilians and it is not targeting Gaddafi.
Take 1Q.
Locked up,
Ready,
but
dear.
guilty
Effects.
of no crime. We're about to get a fascinating look at South Africa's youngest inmates. Babies born to mothers who have broken the
With
law.
the story.
27 toddlers are doing time inside the cold, dark corridors and cells of the Johannesburg Female Correctional Facility. Here's Robin Curnow with the story.
A minute 43.
The children are first
We're blazing
separated
through.
from their mothers at 6 months,
Yep.
sent to the prison daycare while their moms attend.
6,
5.
5,
Robin Kerno,
4,
CNN, Johannesburg, South Africa.
2.
Take 3Q.
Police fired tear gas Wednesday at
Ready,
demonstrators
dear.
in the Greek capital who were protesting the government's austerity
Take it.
plans. About 20,000 people
Lower the
took
volume.
part in the rallies and demonstrations across Athens, police said. 5 people were arrested and 1 police officer was slightly injured,
Ready, one.
authorities added. The government is trying to slash budgets and bring the deficit down
Brussels,
as the
Belgium
European
next
Union
week.
and international monetary and finance ministers meet in Brussels, Belgium next week.
Take Q.
Human rights groups say that
Ready, dear.
hundreds of people are being rounded up and arrested in Syria. So many that security forces are using soccer stadiums as makeshift prisons. Authorities continue to bear down on cities where
failed strategy.
anti-government sentiment is still going down, using soldiers and tanks to stamp out the unrest. Human rights activist Wissam Tara from Hague in the Netherlands talks about the Assad failed strategy.
Take it. Ready,
Zero
3.
time, going to land.
40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Oh, wait. No, sorry, this is 15.
15.
So we
go
have
to landed.
5,
4.
3, 2, 1.
No.
This is wrong.
Has no chance to win this. Has no chance to win this.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Take it,
1.
Q.
In Libya, fierce
Ready,
military
DDR.
strikes
Good
rocked
work.
the capital, Tripoli. Despite
it.
new allegations, a military mission against Muammar Gaddafi
Ready,
has
one.
morphed into a deadly stalemate. Meanwhile, there are
50
new
people
reports
are
of
feared
hundreds
dead.
of refugees one boat capsized. More than 50 people are feared dead.
Take 1, Q.
10
Ready,
days
DDR
ago,
FX.
4 young boys, all under the age of 14, were detained at the Torkham border, crossing between
Cannot be
Jalalabad,
named for their
Afghanistan,
safety.
and Peshawar, Pakistan. Afghan intelligence authorities allege militants have recruited them from within Pakistan, that the boys were sent on suicide missions, targeting foreign troops and so-called infidels, after crossing into Afghanistan. CNN's Momar Jabjoom got rare access to Kabul's juvenile rehabilitation center where the boys are being held. He spoke exclusively to 2 of them, who cannot be named for their safety.
Auto.
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
The amulet around this 9-year-old boy's neck contains Quranic verses.
I like how you read that story.
He says
It's
it
very
was given to him by a religious
accent-y.
teacher to strengthen his faith, keep him safe, and make him brave. 3 years before that very same mullah sent him on a
So
suicide.
the out cue is the reporter says put them in this position, and the quote is he cheated us.
And then there's the anger directed at the teacher. They say put them in this position.
Ready, 3.
He cheated us, he says.
He's kidding.
Administrators here say these are minors.
How many minutes?
Ideally,
We're still 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
but they're
Damn,
also
CNN,
learning
way to
these
keep us
kids
on our
are
toes.
vulnerable. And that
Yeah, seriously.
now
Yeah, that was like
they
the
could
exact
fall
same line as the
into
out
sway
cue.
of extremist teachings once more. Boys whose faith in God was so strong they would have given their lives. Now, putting their faith in
Stay
this
back.
country's
10,
justice
10,
system
9,
9.
to
8,
give them their lives.
7,
Going to land.
6,
Mohammed Jamjoon,
5,
CNN.
4.
Take 3, Q. What
A
the?
double-headed Siamese twin girl was born in
Ready, 3.
Xining County, Suining, in southwest China's Sichuan province.
Take,
The
ready,
infant has
DDR.
2 separate heads but shares only one body. On the Monday evening, the dying infant was rushed to the Xinkao hospital attached to the
Going back
3rd
to 2.
Military Medical University. At 1830,
Nearly
the
impossible to
two-headed
separate
Siamese
them.
twins were doctors recorded as saying it would be nearly impossible to separate them.
Take 2.
What a fascinating story.
Ready,
I can
background
imagine having a
effects?
Siamese twin myself, but they're really brave for doing so.
Now for more gossip, we'll be back in just a minute for entertainment and sports.
Well, entertainment from Ashley and sports from Andrew. Enjoy, Lutz.
Auto.
Oh, that was close.
Thanks.
Next time, we're planning it out.
Wow.
It has made my life so much easier. You know, I get kind of bored when
I'm glad someone does.
I had a heart attack there. I caught that
So
one.
now, with this huge screen, a keyboard, and a ton of apps, I can get a text and write back right away, no problem.
See-
It's like I barely even have to look at it.
Repeat that?
I know.
Because they're the greatest commercials every time.
The most depressing ones we could find.
You're gonna die.
Oh, we only have a minute commercial.
Yeah, we have 30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
Third world countries, with starving children and roofless
We're going
shacks.
to Ashley.
We're going to Ashley,
Seen that
apparently.
before.
Going straight to Ashley.
And
20.
plan your emotions and explain to you why you have it so
I
good.
don't know why
Give
we...
us a
Owe it
story
to the
about
world to go
a
out there and
stolen
help
car.
others. But you already know that. The truth is, this is nothing new to you. But
10,
the world is still
9,
waiting
8,
for people like you.
7,
So what are you
6,
waiting for?
5,
Peace Corps.
4,
Life is
3,
calling. How far will you
2, 1.
Auto 1 Q.
Heinz Ward hopes his recent
Ready, DDR.
run-in with the law doesn't hurt his chances of taking home the Mirrorball Trophy. The
But he was
NFL
driving a
star is
stolen
spending
car.
some time away from football by competing and dancing with the stars. Police in California held Ward at gunpoint last week when they mistakenly believed that he was driving a stolen car.
Take it.
30 seconds.
I'm going back to 1.
30 seconds, going back to 1 for her tag, and then to her next story.
No, I moved on. They apologized. I went home, got a great
20.
night's sleep, and woke up with 100 text messages, you know, talking about me held at gunpoint.
Foxtrot during Monday's show.
They apologized. I moved on, and you know, I'm all about the competition. We came out and we performed well.
Okay, stand by.
Stand by. You have focus.
Take it. Q.
Ward and his partner
What is
Tim
this?
Johnson
earned
Ready,
28
dear.
points for their foxtrot during Monday's show.
Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. No.
We're going to learn a lot more about Bristol
That was a
Palin's
tag.
personal life. Sarah Palin's 20-year-old daughter is heading
I'll
back
take
to
it.
TV for in her
That was
own
my bad.
reality show. The Bio
Oh,
Channel
Palin, what are you
announced
doing?
today that it will air. Massey was a fellow contestant on Dancing with the Stars.
Take one. Yes.
Popular American Idol judges Paula Abdul
Ready,
and
DDR,
Simon
and take
Cowell are getting back together. Their reunion is set for this
Sony
fall
Music,
on
which
Fox
co-owns the show
Television's
with
The X
Paula.
Factor. It includes vocal groups and solo singers. The big prize
Don't worry
is
about
$5
it.
million recording contract
Is
with
it? Yeah,
Sony
that's fine.
Music, which co-owns the show with Cowell.
No.
Whoa.
Take it back.
Whitney Houston has checked herself
Cue up the
into
video
a
again.
rehab program.
That video ended pretty early.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Says she
we have it?
voluntarily entered an
When you have the right
outpatient
video, take it.
program for drug and alcohol treatment. The publicist says it's, quote,
I need
to
V23.
support her long-standing
Is it on there?
recovery process.
Okay.
Houston has admitted
Alright.
Then we're
in the
taking this
past
to 2?
about
Yes.
daily thief, drug addiction. No details about her decision to start treatment were released.
Take 2.
That's all for entertainment. Now
Ready,
here's
3.
Andrew with our sports update.
Take 3.
The PLU baseball season
Ready,
is
pick.
over following the Inland Cellular Tournament
Lose
at
it.
Lewiston, Idaho.
Take
the Lutes
pick.
won their first game against George Fox, but were defeated in the following 2 games.
Don't
PLU
worry,
batters with the highest averages are Corey Moore with 306, Ryan Aratani with 317, Brock Gates with 331, and Jacob Hoffman with 390, which was the 3rd highest
For
average
the
in Northwest
2012-2011
Conference.
academic year, that's when
That
we
officially
lose
wraps up
we'll go back
fielding
to 3.
sports for the 2010 and 2011 academic year.
Take 3.
And in Washington sports, starting with the Sounders FC. Freddie Montero scored his 2nd goal of the
All
season
MLS
against
fans
the
in the
Columbus
Pacific
Crew
Northwest.
early in the match last
And they'll
Saturday.
stay on 3.
But unfortunately, it was not enough to ensure the win for the Sounders. Outshot 13-1 after the intermission, Casey Keller had a busy night as he lets only 1 goal by for the Crew. The game ended with a draw. Next week, the Portland Timbers come to Seattle to take part in the biggest major league rivalry in the Pacific Northwest. To add to the intensity, both the Sounders and the Timbers have 13 points and are tied for 5th place in the MLS Western Conference. This is sure to be an exciting match for all MLS fans in the Pacific Northwest.
Next story.
After winning 2 games against the Chicago White
Ready,
Sox,
DDR.
the Mariners have been stifled through their next 4
Oh god,
games.
okay, so this is...
The Mariners have
We're going to
already
do a
lost
bonad
2
on this
against the
video,
Baltimore
and I'll tell you when to
Orioles,
take it.
although they fought for
Okay.
the first game over 13 innings, finally giving up a
Proved
walk-off
his
run
ability
to the
handily.
Orioles. The Mariners released Milton Bradley
it's loud,
and
then
Ryan
just take it down.
Langerhans and called up Carlos Peguero and Mike Wilson from the Tacoma Rainiers to fill their spots on the roster. Peguero already played with the Mariners earlier this year when Justin Smoke was on the bereavement list. Mike Wilson made his major league debut for the Mariners last Tuesday against the Orioles, and he proved his ability handily.
Take it.
Wilson kept the game alive after
All
the
right,
ninth
Andrew.
inning when he threw out the winning run at home plate, and he got his first big league taking the win after 13 innings.
Take it.
Mike Wilson and Carlos Peguero
Ready
will be
to.
forming a kind of platoon in left field, both players playing in left field each game.
Take
The Mariners finished the 3-game
Not yet.
series against the Orioles earlier today,
I have the wrong
losing
outfield.
2-1 after 12 innings. That's all for this
Take
week,
2.
everyone.
Join us next week
Randy
for
Black,
more
FX.
KCNS News at 9.
Except we're not
Good
here
night
next week.
and stay awesome.
Oh no. We're out. Alright, nice job, dude.
Stay awesome.
Thank you, sir. Nice job.
Well, that was, I actually had a heart attack for once.
Oh.